Essentially, the main function of our job is we manage the animal collection under our care, and we also manage the keepers that care for those animals. I have been here almost 8 years, so it'll be 8 years in January. I spent 10 years at SeaWorld in Orlando. That was my first zoo aquarium job. And then I moved on to Disney's Animal Kingdom. I was there for 15 years. When I left Disney's Animal Kingdom, I was kind of going in a little bit of a different career arc, and I was also going to move closer to my family. And I went on to work in the Bahamas, in Nassau, with a new project for about a year, and that kind of crumbled a bit at the time. And then I came back to the United States, and Zoo Miami was one of the facilities that I interviewed and offered me a position, and I'm Florida born and raised, so I was interested in coming back to Florida, and the zoo looked like it had tons of potential, so here I am. Yes, most definitely. I can't remember a time when I didn't. I used to watch little kid, like 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old, watch Jacques Cousteau, because they were actually making them then. It wasn't just like something you could YouTube or Netflix or whatever. So every time it came on, which was, not often, I was always watching that. I was very interested in all the Disney nature shows and all the any wild animal show, anything that came on. I was obsessed with watching anything about animals. I would say it's not easy breaking into the field. I think especially now, it's a bit harder. So it's a lot of persistence, and I would say definitely go get your degree. If you have the wherewithal to get more advanced degrees, I'd say go for it, because you never know where you're going to end up in this field. You may start off thinking you're going to go one trajectory, and you may find yourself have a completely different interest in something else. Yes, actually, I'm involved. I'm finding myself involved in quite a lot of conservation projects. I recently had the great privilege to go to Indonesia, and that kind of made a lot of things click in my head with regards to conservation. So I came back with a lot of ideas and a lot of connections and that sort of thing. So I'm currently got the zoo involved in the Sloth Bear Safe program, which is through AZA. We've become platinum members of that. I'm trying to work through AZAC to raise money for a sun bear sanctuary in Borneo. Also working with the zoo to put together funds to bring over some keepers from Borneo that work at the orangutan sanctuary there with the Bornean Orangutan Sanctuary Foundation, to come over and hopefully going to be able to share knowledge with our keepers here. I'm also involved in some clouded leopard conservation. We're hoping to raise money for a project, Neophilis, that's taking place all over Asia, actually. So we have different things going on with that. Slightly involved with Action Indonesia, just by the fact that we manage the Anoa species, which are part of that program. So, but we have someone else on the zoo that's doing a big push for that. I'm just here to help out where needed. So yeah. I can't imagine not being in anything but animal science, to be honest with you. I do like the conservation aspect of things, but I like to do it from an animal science perspective. I wouldn't really call myself a researcher or anything like that. I'm more of someone that wants to. I want to take zoos in the direction of, or be a part of taking zoos in the direction of actually boots on the ground, helping animals out there, helping the sanctuaries, helping the rehab centers, helping change what's going on for animals in their wild habitat, and hopefully hopefully create more habitat for these guys, because that's one of the biggest challenges. Is it's just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and these guys have nowhere to go. Definitely, I think, well, my favorite thing's the animals. I get a kick out of them all the time, hands down. I do like working with my team. I like, watching the keepers grow, watching them discover parts of their career, watching them discover things about the animals that they care for, watching their successes, seeing that light bulb go off, all of that. So I would say that's definitely a close runner. I could be obsessed with that ant that just walked by right there. Yeah, I think they're all so neat and so interesting. And here at Zoo Miami, I'm very fond of one of our clouded leopards. I really love the orangutans, the sloth bears, the dhole, a lot of the birds that I run into over at the Avian Propagation Center. I'm hoping, 5 years from now, still doing this, still, hopefully making a difference. Hopefully, I think zoos are kind of at this place where there's another direction we can go, and that has a lot to do with relationships and collaborations that we build with other facilities around the world and sanctuaries, in this country, and around the globe, wherever the need is, which is a lot of places. I feel like, we're at this kind of turning point where we have to think about how many zoos we have as a whole, and I mean in this country, around the world, and what our capacities are for working with each other, create a situation where we do so much out there that less is coming in. Less animals are going into the pet trade, less animals are being killed over warfare over land, or, because a family, that's the only way that they can feed their family, is by killing and selling animal parts, or by, killing the animal for their own livelihood. So there's just so much education, so much of a role as a zoo we can play in not just the community where we are, but in the globally.